Hello, beautiful souls. I am here live. I just got off a mastermind and I am feeling amazing. And I just wanted to pop on here because my empowered eating method Kickstart starts on Monday. I've been sharing a lot the past couple weeks. The party officially starts on Monday. And enrollment will stay open until Sunday if you've been thinking about it. But I just wanted to pop on here live and tell you a little bit more about the course and what it really means to me. So I've said before, and I truly mean this, I don't feel like I created what I call the empowered eating method, which is my whole philosophy and all of my principles on how to experience food freedom, how to feel joyful in your body and truly love, appreciate your body. Stop, picking yourself apart. Stop obsessing over calories. Stop tracking. Stop counting. Stop feeling guilty about what you're eating. Stop depriving yourself. Getting rid of restriction or constantly feeling like you need to go on this next diet. That was my experience for so many years. And what I was saying is I don't even feel like I created this. I feel like I was divinely given this solution. And I also always share, if this works for me, it can work for anyone. And I think I've gone so far and I'm almost so far removed from where I used to be that sometimes maybe I don't share it enough, or I think sometimes people don't even know kind of how much I've struggled or where I've come from. And I'm saying that because I actually got a little hater message over the weekend, which always sparks some stuff in me. I'm not one of those people who, does not give an F what other people think. Unfortunately, I do care. So, I do kind of take everything to heart. I take everything personally. And someone shared something that I'm like, damn, you have no idea. But it's a good thing. So, if you haven't been following my journey for a while, or if you have, you're familiar with this. But my struggles with food and body started when I was just 7 years old. A doctor told my mom I was overweight. I was in the 90th percentile, if anyone remembers those. And I got teased about it in grade school and called fat, called a hippo, teased about it. And, that story sunk in very deep. I think whatever story we make about ourselves in our childhood, you guys all can probably relate. They're very wired into us. You know what I mean? Whatever we believe about ourselves at a young age, that kind of sets the tone for the rest of our life, right? And it can be really hard to shift those stories. But anyway, that was my experience as a little kid, and tried my first diet at 8, tried Slim Fast, didn't really do it right. I kind of just added it to the mix of what I was having at 8. Anyway, that is a whole long story that is now in my book, which is being published very soon and you'll be hearing more about. But anyway, that shit is hardwired. That was really hardwired within me. And then flash forward, my teens, college years, it was always dieting, obsessing over dieting. And then when I found fitness, when I was 21 years old, and started personal training, and soon after that got certified in fitness nutrition and really went down that path. For me, that was a healthy way to control my weight finally. So I went hard down that path. But again, if you know my experience, and if you don't, I'll tell you, but it grew to an obsession very quickly. And it really became, I had disordered eating patterns before that, but fitness really became a nice shiny bow to put around my obsessive compulsive behavior, my disordered eating. It was kind of the nice shiny bow. And it looked good from the outside, but on the inside, every year that I was doing all of that, it was just so punishing, just relentless, hours in the gym. Everything I ate had to be weighed in grams, extremely, extremely strict diets, only to binge like crazy when I would have breaks. So again, that led me right up until when I finally stopped competing and got out of the fitness industry and kind of stopped fitness modeling and all of that. When I hit my rock bottom in 2014, that led me right up until my late 20s. And that was kind of my turning point in my life. I moved back to Milwaukee And then I realized at 28 years old, I still didn't know how to eat. I had been on diets. I'd been obsessing over food for over 20 years. So when I say this is 20 plus years in the making, I mean it. And I really had to rewrite my story first. And I had to go from I always believed that I had to work harder than everyone else, and that I would say things like, oh, if I even look at food, I gain weight. And I truly believed that. And that was my reality. And it was hard. And, if I would have a weekend of fun or, go out to dinner and order a burger, have, drinks or have ice cream or something like that, like sure enough, I would see it show up. And I believed anything like that would make me gain weight. I believed I had to be on diets. I believed I had to be tracking everything. I believed I had to be so strict. And so it was. And so this program is about creating a new story, and also all of the nutrition principles, the hacks, the things that can make it so easy and flowy. And just for me, whether it's mindset or in this department with nutrition, with food, with body, I believe tools are our friend, and I believe that the bigger our toolkit, the better. So that's really what I like to arm my clients with and the women I work with. It's like part one is really looking at that story, working with the subconscious beliefs, because over 95% of what we do every day, what we say, our behaviors, our feelings, our patterns, it's not new, and it's run by our subconscious mind, which can be really scary. But there are amazing, powerful ways that we can shift our subconscious mind and start creating a new story and start living a new story. So anyway, that's kind of my background. Flash forward to these years. I would say, I really feel like I solidified this like a little over 4 years ago. Thankfully, it was before my wedding, which was amazing because that can be such a stressful thing for so many women. And I thankfully had an amazing experience because I had found this empowered eating method while I was engaged. And probably about 6-7 months before the wedding is when I really anchored into this. So my experience with my wedding day, I loved every single picture I saw, and I still do. I wasn't picking it apart. I felt amazing. I felt no pressure to lose pounds right before the wedding. And that was like so brand new compared to all the experiences I had always had in my life. Even as a fitness model, it was hell what I would be going through and putting myself through leading up to a shoot or a show. It was, again, so obsessive, so fearful and anxiety through the roof. And it was just like none of that. Like I said, I locked in this empowered eating method. And, since then, so again, it's about 3.5, almost 4 years of really, truly living this. And it's been 2 years since I've taught it. I spent last year writing my book, so it's been a little bit of time. But the women I've taught it to, I've been teaching this 2018, 2019, I taught this in different programs. And the women who got to experience this, I talked to them and they're like, my life, like it changed forever. Things shifted forever. And that is what is so cool about this, is that we work on a subconscious level. And then, like I was saying, we work on a level of having more tools in your toolkit. So that's what I like to call empowering in science, like really understanding your body and not going like too far into it. I totally nerd out over science and nutrition. Not all science, nutrition. I think it's just so powerful and so fascinating. So I really love that stuff. But even if you don't, it's like, just break it down, keep it simple. Like, what do you need to know? And what's so powerful about that is once my clients understand it, and that's literally like one module, so, an hour, and then you have access to it, so you can always go back to it for a refresher. But once my clients really get it and get what's going on, then they'll sometimes come to me and be like, my sister-in-law is trying this diet, and I can see why it like temporarily works, but it's not going to work long term because of X, Y, and Z. And I love when they can like discern for themselves what's going to work, what's not, why, of course, all diet fads, like they have some value to them at first. They have some truth. That's why people do them because, for instance, like low carb, well, you lose a lot of water weight at first because every carbohydrate in your body also holds water. It holds a molecule of water. So if you cut your carbs, you drop a lot of water. So, you get that quick fix. So again, they all have some truth. But it's like when you can understand from this perspective of science and what's going on with your body, for one, you can cut through the BS. You can figure out what works for you. And then you always feel empowered. That's why I call it empowering science, because I love this for like after I go on a vacation and I'm like, okay, it was a bit of a free for all. I had donuts, I had beers, I had pasta, daily. And I do that and I enjoy my life. And again, part of it is energetically how I've shifted the way I think about food and my beliefs about what's going to happen. So I no longer believe that that's going to set me back. I don't do the guilt or shame. And, again, these are switching up patterns of our ways of thinking. But then it also goes into, again, from the other end of the spectrum, the empowering science part. I'm like, cool, well, I'm going to do this week. Now that I'm back, I'm going to do this and this and this. And no sweat. Like, I understand why I feel this way. If there's inflammation in the body or whatever, like you get it. It's kind of a no-brainer. It's no drama. And then you can set yourself up and be like, cool, I'm just going to do X, Y, and Z, and I'll feel totally back in balance, back to myself in no time. So again, I strongly believe in this method because I've seen it work in my life, which is nothing short of a miracle. And I've seen it work miracles in other women's lives too. And again, once you get it, it's just like, it's so much lighter. It really, truly feels like freedom because you no longer feel tethered to needing to do anything or overthinking it. I just think about how many years of my life, and I'm sure a lot of you can relate to this, but how much time and energy is spent on like obsessing over this stuff. It's no way to live. And I really feel like my life began when I discovered the empowered eating method. And I'm so thankful. And I'm so thankful I get to share this with other women now. And so if this is speaking to you, we start on Monday. Like I said, registration is open right now. And I would love to have you there. I would love for you to gift yourself this program, this opportunity to really shift this and to really start living and spending your energy on what you want to spend it on, being more present in your life, and get rid of all that drama, any of the guilt, the shame, the negative energy, that heaviness that comes with all of that, all of the diet mentality or not knowing what to do, not being able to trust yourself around food or any of that, releasing that. Imagine being able to do that in 5 weeks. That is what we're doing. It is proven. It is tried and true. I believe in this with all of my heart and soul. I'm so excited about the women in this program, and I would love to have you join us. We do have a couple of spots left. So if you have questions, if you want to talk anything through, please, please, please reach out to me. You can always shoot me a DM and we can chat. And otherwise, registration is open. We start on Monday. Every session is being recorded, so if you can't join any of them, you'll have lifetime access to it, which is beautiful as well because you can always go back to it, revisit it, a year later if you're like, hey, I kind of need a tune-up, a refresher, because this stuff does take time, to really sink it in. But again, I guarantee this will shift your life forever, your patterns around food, the way you feel about it. And we'll just open you up to so much more of how you want to feel. And again, getting rid of all of that heaviness, that baggage that comes with, the bullshit of obsessing over this stuff. Eating should not be like that. It should be as natural as breathing in air. And that is my goal with this program. And I would be so excited to have you there. So again, if you're thinking about it, give yourself this beautiful gift and this opportunity to really, really shift this. And again, you know where to find me. If you have questions, thank you guys for tuning in. Love you so much. Have a wonderful day.